Alright guys, so for some reason I feel like this chapter is basically the episode after a sort of time skip. That's the kind of vibes I get from this chapter. It's been 5 months since the huge battle between Shin and Zhao, and now Shin is basically having some kind of mass migration into Zhao to kind of stabilize the regions where they've gotten land from Zhao. The writer basically lets us know that this is the largest migration in recent recorded memory for residents of Shin and China in that period. Karyuten and Moki meet at the capital, and they basically describe and discuss some of the strategical moves that are being made by the Shin superiors, and they analyze the advantages and disadvantages of these moves. And Moki basically acknowledges Shin in the fight, and while he calls out how some people would have liked to have been the ones to get their revenge on Hoken, they definitely feel eternally grateful to Shin for, killing Hoken. The map of China has been redrawn after this battle, and Shin has basically captured three major citadels that lead directly into the capital of Zhao, Canton. And Moten and Ten basically state the harsh reality that they can't stop now. If they do, eventually they're going to get subdued because they are still surrounded on all sides by enemy forces, Zhao, Wei, and Han, and they need to quickly capture Canton and make Zhao their territory if in the long term this victory is to remain. Rishi, who apparently has some experience in Zhao, has been dispatched as basically the overseeing leader in this new region, and we've come to discover that for sure the main man himself, Riboko, has been captured by the king and he is currently confined in prison. Obviously this means that there's a huge chance here for Shin to push into Canton without Riboko as their head and supreme leader, because Riboko is basically the key figure in China in this current era, and he's the one thing that has been standing between Shin and every other region. He organized the whole coalition army against Shin, if you remember that. So this is pretty big, shocking news. The award ceremony finally comes up, and this was such a hype moment. This is basically the culmination of Shin's hard work up till this time. They call off the achievements for all the other commanders, generals, and Shin's mates. But when Shin's achievements start getting listed off, you realize the severity and scale of what Shin has done. Basically, it almost seems like he won the war, and he gets promoted to become a general finally. This is along with Ohon and Moten, of course. But yeah, this is the rise of General Rishin of the Hishin units, and that's basically the recap of Kingdom chapter 642. The 643 kicks off at Rishin's party at his new place. His forces now number 10,000. Yes, he's a general, a force of 10,000, and we see kind of a map of his forces now, his divisions, and how his unit is now structured. It's a pretty large group, and Kyokai leads a force of 5,000, which is also very impressive. See that a lot of the older members have also been promoted to significant positions, and I really appreciate that, because it shows that they haven't just been written off for unknown faces. Basically a month later, after this our ceremony, Rishin's army, because now has an army, has been dispatched to Gil. Along the way, Shin meets Moten, and they basically dap each other up. Basically the comedy act between both of them. So it's nice to see. They discuss the state of affairs of the army and the effect of Riboku's imprisonment on the camp. And you can definitely see that Shin is kind of unhappy about Riboku's imprisonment. He doesn't understand why Zhao would do that with their own commander, because he definitely understands how hard Riboko has been to fight. He knows that Riboko is just doing what he's doing to protect his own state, just like he himself is doing, and he can't understand, and he's very displeased by what is happening. Capital of Zhao, Canton, Riboku's forces, mostly comprising of Kane and the Riboku's closest aides, have been trying to find Riboku, but they've been met with adversity after adversity. Traps have been set up for them so that they could wipe out Riboku's faction. It's a really sad and grim situation, and in this chapter we see that the king of Zhao is basically an idiot, but we already knew that. and he's being helped by one of his attendants, Kakukai, and yeah, that's how 643 ends. The latest chapter 644, Kakukai asks Riboku for his last words, and he basically again tries to help Zhao. He predicts what the Shin forces are going to do, and we know that this will probably come to reality, knowing all we know about Riboku. But of course, Kakukai doesn't plan to tell anyone that. The chapter basically shows how warped the king and Kakukai, how warped they are, and these are men that were definitely about to lead Zhao to reign. His son, the king's son, even comes to beg him, and we see him bite this man's off ear. Yes, that's what he does to his son. He bites off his son's ear. It's that sick. Forces have arrived and gathered at Gyo, and we still see that the Riboku faction, they're getting more desperate and they're getting more cornered. Shun Suiji basically, decides that the only course of action left is to take Riboku on his beheading day, and Ken is going to lead forces to do that, while he's going to, be stationed with an army just outside there, and they're going to try to meet up after Ken has hopefully rescued Riboku. But, honestly, I don't know how this is going to go. We've definitely seen the king of Zhao at his bathhouse before, but when we first saw him, I don't know if I'm wrong or mistaken, but I was under the impression that he was with a bunch of women, and I didn't see much too wrong about it. But now in this chapter, we clearly see that he's with a bunch of underage children, and some might even be boys. So he's with a bunch of girls and boys, all looking less than 10, 11, and it's sick, and you can see that this is a very sick and perverted man. He drinks from his bowl of wine and he collapses, and we see that he's been poisoned. It has to be poison, and the kids are shocked, but we see that overall they are very happy at what has happened. And chapter 644 ends with the king being dead. So that's a recap of the first 3 chapters after the fall of the Zhao army. Overall, the chapters were solid. They were very insightful. There was a lot that has happened, mostly with Shin's promotion and Riboku's imprisonment, and I'm not too sure how things are going to progress. We know that Osen is still in charge of the army, and is going to be in charge of going forward to capturing Kansan and basically making Zhao under the state of Shin. But because of the death of the king, I think things will take a very, very wild turn, and that's why I love Kingdom. If you think we're progressing in one way, and something else from left field gets thrown into the mix, and that's what the death of the king has done. I very much look forward to seeing how this all wraps up. So thank you all for listening to this, for watching this video. My videos will probably not be this long in the future, especially when I review single chapters of Kingdom, and I'm going to make decisions on what I'm going to review afterwards. Also, for the summer anime that is coming, I guess in approximately a month's time, I'm going to try to review some of my favorite animes, and I'll probably also make a video of the list of animes I'm going to be watching and reviewing. And yeah, thank you all, and I hope you like and comment and subscribe. Peace.